Thanks for joining Local 3's podcast today, Breaking Ground, where we discuss all things labor, labor history, politics, and organizing as it relates to Operating Engineers Local 3, which is the largest construction trades local in North America. Today on the show, we have with us Carmel Sangco. She is the Business Development Officer of the Local 3 member-owned OE Federal Credit Union. We're pleased to have her today. Carmel, thanks for joining us. So we brought you on the show because a lot of our members aren't even aware of the valuable resource available to them through their membership, which is access to the member-owned OE Federal Credit Union. The credit union offers so many benefits to specifically union members, where they're not just a place to save their money, but also make money. But before we go into that, I want to know a little bit about you. So what is your role with OE Federal Credit Union?
First of all, I want to thank you for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here today. Think of a business development officer role as a bridge between the credit union and the hardworking people that we serve, just like you guys. My role is to connect and collaborate with all of the unions, grow and maintain those working relationships and initiatives, link up with the community of the members, and promote financial services to enrich your lives. We help you understand your benefits and make the most of being a member of OE Federal. We're here to listen, we're here to support, and make sure that we show up where it matters most, which is on the ground. We're outside showing up to training sites, teaching MoneyWise classes, supporting every single union event when we can, such as picnics, retiree functions, district meetings, semi-annuals, just to name a few. We're in it for the long haul because stability matters.
Now, the credit union has been around for a really long time. Can you share some of the credit union's history with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So to understand where you're going, you have to understand where you've been, right? So OE Federal Credit Union was incepted in 1964. Our first home was actually in Valencia Street in San Francisco. Your business manager at that time, Mr. Al Clem, he spearheaded the effort to create a credit union that offered Local 3 members a broad range of financial services. So in February of 1964, the asset size was under $10,000, and we had less than 250 members. And with hard work and dedication, by the end of the year, our asset size grew up to 265,000, and we had just under 3,000 members.
So how is it managed today?
So fast forward to 61 years later, to present day, which is this year, we're proud to announce that we're America's largest labor union-based credit union. We have over 115,000 members now and hundreds of partnerships with other different unions and 30 different trades. We have 27 branches across 5 states, so California, Nevada, Oregon, Utah, Hawaii, and the asset size is now over $1.5 billion.
It started out with $10,000, and today it's at what again?
$1.5 billion.
So how is OE Federal geared specifically toward union members?
Well, our mission statement is to build lifelong partnerships with our union members and their families through affordable financial services and products and exceptional personal member service, ensuring our long-term financial strength. Every year since 1964, we've grown exponentially thanks to the leadership and the dedicated team of sharing one common goal. Every single person brings something special to the table. Our roots run deep with union pride and the shared experiences of hardworking individuals and their families. Every employee across the board is also a union member. So there's that special connection and common interest.
So what are some of the perks and rewards that make it specialized to union members?
Well, as a full-service member-owned credit union, everything that we do is designed with you guys in mind. We have personalized service, like I mentioned earlier, with a dedicated focus to your financial well-being. We have lower fees than a traditional for-profit bank, competitive share rates and loans, no monthly fees or annual fees on the accounts, and free financial education resources.
I know that when I go into banking there's so many options for banking today, and it's just not very personal. So I know when I go into the credit union, I know the people working there and they know me, and that's really cool. Like, I feel a sense of trust and security when I'm talking to one of your staff because I know them, and that's something that I think we have lost in a lot of the big banks.
I know, like Cheers, everybody knows your name.
I
really make it a point to know you.
Appreciate that
and
aspect.
Your entire family.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's go into some of that. Let's start with general banking. So tell me about some of the options for general banking.
For eligibility, the requirements are to be a dues pay member with a participating union group or being an immediate family member of one. You have to have a valid social security number and a valid state issued ID or U.S. government document equivalent. And to join, it's only $1. It actually used to be $5 back in the day.
Oh,
Yeah, now it's only one. So we've made it to where it's a lot easier to be a shareholder with a credit union.
how many unions do you represent within the entire blanket?
The affiliated union groups, there's over 155.
I had no idea
Yeah.
because I knew it was Local 3, but I didn't know what else.
Yeah.
So if you're a member from another union, do you just go to like a website and look up your union?
They would call in and they would let us know what union group they're with. And we call and verify their eligibility, and then we can open the account right then and there.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So talk about some of the other, programs you have within the banking realm.
All accounts discussed today, dividends are compounded on a monthly basis. So like a share account, the minimum deposit's $1. To earn dividends, you have to have at least $100 in there. And the statement cycle is quarterly. You have direct deposit options. And then our youth accounts, that encourages to have healthy savings habits. IDs are not required for minors, but a parent or guardian is required to be on the account until they turn 18.
No, when you say dividends, can you explain that? What is a dividend?
Basically interest. So money that you put into your account, you earn money on the money that you deposit into your account if you keep it in there.
And are there different tiers for, you earn a greater interest rate in this particular account versus this? Can you explain that a little bit?
Yes, most of our accounts do have a tiered pricing or a tiered interest rate. So the more money you have in there, the more you earn. We also have money market accounts. That's going to be the best account for flexible and goal friendly, and it's good for emergency funds. So the minimum deposit for that one is $1,000.
And so every month it earns a little bit more based on interest, which is what you're
Correct.
explaining.
Yes.
So that's what, when you say you actually earn money on the money you have. So you're not just putting it under a mattress pad.
Correct.
Isn't that the value of banking?
Yes.
And you guys have pretty good interest rates.
Yeah, we're pretty competitive.
Okay. Let's talk about borrowing because that's important, either through credit cards or loans.
We have affordable loans with competitive rates. We understand the unique challenges that come with the seasonal work, so that would be another perk of banking with OE Federal. So if you were to go to a regular bank and they see that you worked for several different employers in a 6-month period, they're going to see that as unstable. We don't. So that's where that perk comes in, and a lot of members have taken advantage of that, which I think is great.
Oh, that I also did not know that.
Yeah. Loans are based upon credit worthiness, so we won't know what you qualify for until we actually run your credit. And with the exception of mortgage loans, in person or like a phone interview should take no more than like a 10-minute process. And it's also helpful to have as much information with you as possible. So let's just say you're doing a refinance for a vehicle. You want to have the registration, the copy of your insurance. If it's financed elsewhere, you want to have the current financial statement with you as well. That's going to speed up the process and make it a lot smoother.
So you also do, vehicle loans, cars and RVs. Is there anything unique about that?
Other than the fact that it's competitive, and then we can go up to 7 years on that.
Okay. And you also provide education loans. So is that like for college? Talk about that.
Yeah, so that actually started this year. We partnered with CU Student Choice to help with the rising cost of higher education. They actually do new and refinancing with flexible payment options, and they also have a dedicated one-on-one consultation available. So all of that's free.
OE Federal also offers insurance. Can you explain the options for this?
Yeah, so we have a partnership with a company called TrueStage. They've been around for 90 years. And they have licensed agents to help with home, life, auto, and automatic death and dismemberment insurance. So let's be real. In this line of work, it can be hazardous. It's scary to think about, how will I be able to pay my bills if I lose a limb? What about my family? It's only natural to want the best for them. What type of quality of life will they have if, God forbid, something happens to you? We've all been there, young, carefree, and feeling invincible. Then responsibilities come into the picture. Bam, you got the spouse, and you have little humans to take care of. What are you doing to ensure that they are taken care of? No one ever plans for accidents. That's why it's called an accident, right?
Yeah.
When you call, you let them know what your needs are, and a custom quote is given. So it's a
Specialized.
yes.
Okay. I'm learning a lot today as well, Carmel. And OE Federal also offers certificates. First, can you explain what a certificate is and how one is different from another?
Yeah, so a CD, or AKA a certificate of deposit, it's a safe place to lock in a fixed amount to earn a fixed dividend for a fixed period of time. It's considered zero risk investing. So let's just say you have $10,000 that you want to invest. You put that in for 12 months. Right now, at this current point in time, the rate is 4%. If you lock that in for a year, you're going to get a little over $400 back just for keeping it locked in there. Now, if you absolutely had to access that money, say you wanted to take out $5,000, you can. Unfortunately, you would get penalized off of it because the goal is to save. But you're only penalized off of the amount that you withdraw, not the actual entire amount of the CD.
So that would be a good option if you have a decent amount of money and you want to make money on that.
Absolutely. And the money market account is also a good option if you wanted to keep it liquid and have access to it. That way you're not penalized for withdrawing your money.
Are the interest rates better for that?
They're higher than the savings.
Okay.
They're not as high as an actual certificate where you're locking it in for a certain period of time, but it's definitely a good option.
What do you offer in terms of retirement?
So IRA stands for Individual Retirement Account. It's considered as another vehicle for your retirement to build your nest egg. Unlike the pension, it is self-funded. So the easiest way to explain the difference between a traditional and a Roth IRA, you want to ask yourself, do you want your tax break now or do you want it later? Traditional, you contribute with pre-tax dollars. Think of like gross income.
Okay.
You won't pay taxes on it until you retire and withdraw the funds out of the account. With the Roth, you pay taxes on the contributions that you make at current day.
Okay.
And then withdrawals are tax-free.
Okay, and it just depends on your particular situation. So say somebody doesn't know what to do. If they go into the credit union, will someone kind of explain this to them?
They're able to explain what the differences between the two, but ultimately, because we're not financial advisors,
It's up to
it's
your
up
choice.
to that. It's a personal choice, and
Okay.
each situation is unique. So we do always recommend that if they have a financial advisor or a tax person, that they go through to talk about their options with them.
So you also offer savings for college-bound students. So can you explain how that works?
Yeah, so Coverdell Education Savings Account, or CSEA as it's known, it's used for educational purposes. Earnings are tax-free for qualified expenses, and you can actually do it for any type of higher learning or even for high school and kindergarten.
You mean you can start it?
If it's a qualified,
see.
yeah.
Wow.
You're never too young to start as long as you have a social security number and it's a minimum deposit of $50 to do that. Maximum contributions are $2,000 a year and anybody can contribute. So if you have yourself, your parents, grandparents, people that want to give birthday gifts and want to do cash in lieu of presents, definitely an option.
So what happens if your child ends up not wanting to go to college and say wants to go into the apprenticeship program? What can they use that money for? I mean, do the parents control it until they're 18?
Correct.
And then at 18, it's theirs?
They can withdraw it, but if it's not if it's not towards education, eventually they'll get taxed.
Okay,
And
so
it'll go up to 30 years old.
okay. So you've talked about a lot of benefits and given us a lot of information. Just go into some more of the perks of OE Federal Credit Union. I know there's mobile banking. I know there's different funds. There's the strike fund, the disaster relief fund. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
So the OE3 Scholarship Fund, we support the communities where we live and work. The Union Rebate Charity Program ensures that 1% of the total interest paid by OE3 members and their families who use the Visa Steel card gets donated to the union's charity of choice. So specifically for OE3, they have the OE3 Scholarship Fund, and last year it was over $42,000 that was
Oh, wow.
donated. Any OE3 member that has a Visa Steel card, which we have 4 different ones, 1% of that interest goes towards a scholarship fund.
And that's really special.
And that's another
And it's
reason
a big
why
chunk.
That's another reason why it's important to support union, because we give back. As far as the strike relief goes, that's a perk for another perk for Visa Steel credit card holders. If you find yourself in a union sanctioned strike or a lockout, you could defer payments up to 3 months. There are several requirements, but some I can tell you right off the bat is going to be you have to be a cardholder for at least a year and a member in good standing. And there has to be a certain amount of hours worked in a specific time. But if they ever need to do that, they can always call in and ask for that information.
Okay, so I mean, I was educated today, and I'm a current member. But what about people in the audience who are like, okay, I'm ready. Like, what do I do? So, how can they get more information about OE Federal?
Go to our website. We actually just got a glow up. We have a smoother, smarter navigation. You can make loan payments from other sources using our Easy Pay program. You can explore financial tools. We have a wealth of other resources, and there's something for everyone, so we do encourage them to check that out. I did that not that long ago, and I was thoroughly impressed, and that's not easy to do.
And mobile banking, can you explain that? You have an app.
Yeah, and that's free as well. So it's easy to download. It's free, and you can actually set parameters for yourself once you set up an online or set up an account with us. You can set up personalized alerts. So for me personally, I want it to be notified anytime there's a login, or if my account falls under a certain amount. You can tailor it to however way you want. So
I didn't know
really
that.
cool.
I obsessively check my account all the time, and you're telling me I can just create alerts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what if you are just struggling financially with saving and you just don't have it dialed in on how to save money? Does the credit union provide any assistance for people who just want to get better at finances?
Yeah, we actually have a whole plethora of resources on our website. We do have a program called Balance, and members can call in to proceed further with that. They can check their credit report. They can actually talk to someone because they're licensed and have many years of experience. I've actually called myself once when that program first started, and they were extremely helpful. It even boils down to like building a better budget, saving for college, saving for a home, things to do to prepare to save or to buy a home. So very resourceful.
So the first step would be to visit the website. What is the website?
oefederal.org.
Okay. And then, so how does one become a member? Some people will be listening and be like, okay, I'm interested. How do I do that? Do they just walk into any branch?
Yeah, they're more than welcome to call. They're more than welcome to come in. They can go online. You can actually open the account online too now. So there's different avenues that one can do that.
Well, I had no idea about just the specialized perks for unions that the Federal Credit Union has established. And so is there anything else you'd like to add?
Stay up to date on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Look for OE Federal. We have the yellow logo on all of our stuff. Shout out to my business development team. We have the hilarious Alex Abadeza, the intelligent Colby Jensen, and the legendary Yvonne Casper. All of you are amazing. We create and we collaborate as a team, and we learn so much from each other. And I also want to give a shout out to all of you guys, Mandy, Sal, Rob, for all of the behind the scenes work and for making me feel comfortable today. So it's been an honor.
Well, I appreciate you very much, Carmel. And what's really special about your team is that they are so visible and accessible. Like you're at the district picnics, you're at the semi-annuals, you're at the district meetings. The people who work for OE Federal Credit Union are so involved at the union level and so approachable and so knowledgeable and so familiar with, the credit union, but also the union. And that's a very special kind of specialized gift that you guys have. And they're not just working at a bank, they're working for the union and its members. And that's very obvious to me when I go to see all these functions. I mean, they're just so approachable. So
we love to see everybody, and I'm fairly new in this role, and everywhere I've went, I've seen a familiar face. So that was phenomenal for me. Like, it just felt really good, and we're invested. We're all in the same boat.
No pun intended.
Yeah. We're all in the same boat together.
Yeah.
You know, they say if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go for a long period of time, you need to go together.
If you are a union member, you need to check out OE Federal Credit Union because you can work with people like Carmel and her team and look at all these amazing perks that I learned about today as well. Thank you so much, Carmel.
Thank you.